Hi, everyone. Welcome. We'll give everyone just a minute to start trickling in here. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're joining us from. As everyone's just rolling in, please leave a comment in the chat and just let us know where you are tuning in from. I myself am in Toronto, Canada. So, welcome, everyone. Got some engagement in the chat here. Ooh, South Florida. I think that's definitely where I'd rather be right now. It's very cold in Canada. Amazing. Well, we'll give everyone just a minute more to join. We'll probably start at the 1 minute mark here, and I'll kick us off. Oh, we've got Rachel from Ireland. Welcome. Great. All right, well, let's get started. So, hi, everyone, and welcome to today's session, The Ultimate Shopify Customer Journey. I'm Sarah from Gorgias, and I'll be your host for this DTCX event. We've got an incredible lineup of partners and experts joining us today. I think we've got 10 speakers in total, and each one brings a different slice of the e-commerce journey to the table. Across the next 2 hours or so, you're going to hear some real strategies, real examples, and things that you can actually implement immediately as you map out your 2026 customer experience roadmap. It's hard to believe the year is going to be over in just a couple of weeks here. So thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to dive in. This webinar is a part of our ongoing DTCX series here at Gorgias. So if this is your first time joining us, then welcome. This is where we bring together merchants, tech platforms, agency partners, all together to really talk about what's working right now in e-commerce across the Shopify ecosystem. We'll keep these sessions really tactical and practical, super relevant. So feel free to jump in the chat and at any point ask questions, react to the speakers, share your own experiences. This is really meant to be interactive. So please make sure you engage in the chat as much as possible. So again, we'll give people just a minute here to settle in, but I'd love to hear from you. So what part of the customer journey are you really focused on most now, now that BFCM is over? Is it pre-purchase? Is it post-purchase, repeat purchases, or something else entirely? We'll give you a second to share that in the chat, but love to hear some answers. And while you do that, I'm going to share some of the speakers for today. So to kick things off, I'm Sarah, like I said, Senior Technology Partner Manager here at Gorgias. But joining me today, we'll have Phil from Consio, Sarah from Okendo, Tamanna from Triple Whale, and Michael from Aftership. We'll also have Kyle from retention.com, Laura from Postscript, Willa from Recharge, and John from Tapcart. And last but certainly not least, Brendan from Zipify. It's a stacked group. We're covering everything from acquisitions to upsells to retention to post-purchase, loyalty, messaging, you name it. Basically the full life cycle of the modern Shopify customer. Okay, and again, just before we get started, I just want to say we do have, I think, some giveaways that's going to be happening through the event, courtesies of our partners. So really make sure you're engaging in the chat. The more active you are, the better. All right, so let's jump in. I'm going to kick us off today from the Gorgias side and walk through the ultimate Shopify customer journey and what that actually looks like from the shopper's perspective, and show how brands are actually creating experiences that feel seamless, intuitive, and genuinely helpful. We'll look at kind of where customers get stuck, where they need some reassurance, and where support can actually play a bigger role than most teams really realize. So let's start at the beginning of the journey. And actually, before we jump in, I think it's helpful to understand why these moments matter so much. I think this slide highlights three stats here that tell the story really well. So to kick us off, 42% of customers expect live help while shopping. 80% of e-commerce support is pre-sale, meaning most conversations are happening before the customer has even made a decision. And 71% of CX teams are expected to improve year over year without adding headcount. So obviously there's a big gap here, right? Like customers want more help, they want faster help, they want personalized help at scale at that exact moment when they're deciding to buy. But a lot of teams don't have that bandwidth to manually deliver at scale, which means the quality of the journey becomes that differentiator. It's less about answering every question instantly and more about creating a consistent, low friction experience across every single touch point. And before we walk through the journey, let's kind of ground us briefly in what Gorgias actually does. I think this slide visually represents it really, really well. Across the slide, you'll see four separate moments. First, an Instagram DM, then a website chat, an email about a shipping update, and a text message follow up. What's interesting here is that one person, one customer is moving through their real journey, but most systems treat these moments as kind of separate interactions entirely. And when what happens is the customer then has to retell their story over and over again across all of these touch points. And the agent on the other end has to search for that history or context. And then the whole experience really just feels disjointed from the customer's point of view. And Gorgias really solves that by bringing everything together. So think all channels, all data, all order history, all into one single customer timeline. This doesn't just make things easier for your team, it makes the experience feel really natural for customers. And that's really the baseline needed for concierge like support. And with that foundation set, let's kind of jump into what the customer journey looks like itself. Okay, so imagine I'm the customer. I'm just discovering your brand. Maybe I send you a DM on Instagram just asking if this style is still in stock. Later, I then move onto your website. I'm shopping and browsing, and then I open the chat with another question. On the slide here, you can see the backend view, some of the workflows, tags, macros, and intent detection that help turn those contexts into a super connected experience. And here's what a unified profile really changes. You'll recognize me from the earlier conversation. You'll see what I asked before. You'll know what my order history is, maybe what my size is, whether I'm a VIP customer or not. And you'll really understand the intent behind my messages. The right macro or template is then suggested instantly, and the experience continues instead of resetting over and over again. And again, this isn't just about being personalized in like a gimmicky type of way. It's about eliminating all of that repetitive, disconnected feelings that really like frustrate your customers when they're shopping with you. And again, as shoppers, we all notice immediately when a brand seems to know us and when they don't. And again, that's key to retention. Now let's go deeper a little bit into the journey here. So I'm on your product page. I'm debating maybe between two items. And this is where almost every shopper hits that same friction point. Will this arrive in time? Will this fit true to size? Maybe what's the return policy? How do I even use this product? So on this slide, you'll actually see an actual AI conversation example. And what I really want to call out here is how practical the exchange really is. It's answering a real product question with clarity and relevance. And it's not just a generic scripted answer. This is the type of automation that's valuable to customers because it reduces the time me, the shoppers, spends kind of hunting for that info on your site. It prevents me obviously from leaving the site and it keeps your support team from answering the same question 50 times a day. And I think what's most interesting is at the bottom of this slide, a well handled issue kind of creates more loyalty than a flawless experience. And that's true because when customers feel supported through uncertainty, they're going to trust your brand even more and they're going to be loyal to your brand. Okay, so this is my last stage where small nudges really have a big impact. And by the time I'm ready to buy, I might need one last piece of information. Maybe it's recommendations based on what I've bought before, a quick explanation of ingredients in certain products, whether it's comparable or compatible, sorry, with something I already own, or maybe it's a small tailor discount because I'm a VIP loyal customer. And on this slide, you'll see examples of exactly that. It's personalized help product suggestions, pre-sales guidance, all appearing at the right moment. And this really is the digital version of a store associate who notices you're hesitating and just offers that clarity and just enough clarity to help you decide and make you feel confident in your purchase. It's not a hard sell. It's simply just removing that last little bit of uncertainty that I might have as a shopper. All right, so if we zoom out and look at the journey we just walked through, it's personalization, anticipating needs, being proactively helpful. The common thread here really is continuity. Customers don't just think in channels, they don't just think in platforms. They don't think like, now I'm talking to support, I'm talking to sales, I'm talking to someone else. They're just talking to your brand, and they expect that conversation to feel like one smooth, uninterrupted experience. So when we talk about what concierge level support is, we're not talking about luxury support or over the top service. We're really just talking about designing a journey that doesn't create extra work for the customer, a journey where that context really follows them, answers come naturally, and help is available right when they need it. It's that kind of modern experience that shoppers really ultimately will reward with being loyal to your brand. Awesome. Okay. So next up, I'm going to welcome to the stage Brendan from Zipify, and I'll pop in the chat here and just see if there is any questions, and I'll understand them. But Brendan, I will throw it over to you to kick us off.
Thank you so much. Let me just share my screen here. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks to Gorgias for hosting this amazing event. I'm Brendan. I work with Zipify Apps. We're the team behind one-click upsell and Zipify Pages. I'm excited to walk you through how the top D2C brands are treating customer experience as a true revenue growth engine. Now, I'm not talking about vague brand vibes or post-purchase emails that just say thanks. I'm talking about strategic touch points across the consumer journey that can help you to boost average order value, retention, and lifetime value. Because customer experience isn't just about being helpful, it's also about making every interaction work harder for your brand. If you want proof of that, we don't have to look any further than our founder Ezra Firestone's brand, Boom Beauty. So with one-click upsell in place, Boom's customers spend just over $115 on average per order. Now we can compare that to $67 and change when upsells aren't employed. That's a massive lift in average order value. And over time, those offers have actually added up to more than $5 million in additional revenue. So that's what it looks like when you stop leaving money on the table and you start optimizing your entire customer experience to perform. Okay, now let's zoom out for a minute. Let's talk a little bit about what shifted recently in the e-com landscape. Customer acquisition costs are way up. Now, everybody knows that, but platform volatility is also high, and paid traffic is really just not scaling the way that it used to. Now, as you can see in the graph here, the cost per lead is up 21% in 2025 alone, and those costs have been going up steadily for years now.
Hey, Brendan, sorry to interrupt. I know you've got some really great slides to share. We're just not seeing them right now. Do you mind popping them back up on the screen?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries. Take your time.
Yeah, let me, you know, I must have shared the wrong window here. Let me get back to my,
Oh, good.
Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. I do apologize for that little snafu. I think I can still run through everything.
Perfect. All right, now we can see them clearly.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, so anyways, let's zoom out for a second and let's talk a little bit about what's changed in the overall e-com landscape in recent years. So platform volatility is up, paid acquisition costs are at an all-time high, and as you can see in the graph here, the cost per lead is up 21% in just 2025 alone, and that cost has been rising steadily year over year now for a while. Now, at the same time, your customers are expecting more from you. They want more relevance, they want more convenience, and they're looking for a seamless buying experience. So the brands truly winning these days have stopped only chasing traffic as a growth lever and have started optimizing their entire customer journey to perform. Because traffic is expensive, but your funnel is free. And what we've learned here at Zipify, scaling our own 8 and 9-figure brands, is this: the journey truly is the lever. And if you get it right, you can grow without increasing ad spend. So if you want proof of that, we don't have to look any further than our founder, Ezra Firestone's brand, Boom Beauty. With one-click upsell in place, Boom's customers spend just over $115 per order. We can compare that to $67 and change when upsells aren't used. And that's a massive lift in average order value. Over time, those offers have added up to more than $5 million in additional revenue. So that's what it looks like when you stop leaving money on the table and you start optimizing your entire customer experience to perform. So let's zoom out for a second here and take a look at what's changed. Customer acquisition costs are up. Platform volatility is an all-time high, and paid traffic is just really not scaling the way that it once did. So as you can see in the graph here, the average cost per lead is up 21% in 2025 alone, and those costs have been going up steadily for years now. At the same time, your customers are expecting more from you. They want more relevance, they want more convenience, and they want a seamless buying experience. So the brands truly winning these days have stopped only chasing traffic as a growth lever and have started optimizing their entire customer journey to perform. Because traffic's expensive, but your funnel is free. And what we've learned scaling our own 8 and 9-figure brands at Zipify is this: if you get it right, you can grow without increasing ad spend. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about where brands are losing revenue along this journey. The truth is, a lot of funnels are filled with friction. You've got disjointed product pages, you've got underutilized carts, static checkout flows, and no real post-purchase engagement. Now, when you miss those key customer experience moments, customers can fall through the cracks. They might abandon their carts, they might miss your upsell opportunities entirely, and at that point, you might not ever see them again. They might not be back. Now, the good news here is you don't necessarily need to overhaul your entire funnel. What you need to do is focus more on the traffic you already have and monetize that. So in that regard, we can simplify everything into 3 key monetization moments across the consumer journey. First, you have pre-purchase, which is where you can show upsells before they even get to the checkout. Then you have in-checkout upsells shown directly on the checkout page. And then we have post-purchase offers, and that's where you can show upsells after the order is confirmed. And it's also where our new post-profit ads features are shown that can help you to earn more revenue from every sale. So these are the key areas where you can unlock hidden revenue without changing your traffic or overhauling your funnel. And here's the best part: setting all of this up doesn't have to take you hours. With our new AI-powered offers and pre-built funnels, you can have upsells running across your entire store in minutes, even if you've never built a single upsell funnel before. So to do all this, we recommend that you get started where a shopper's journey begins, and that's before they even get to the checkout. You can use our pre-purchase tools like embedded product page widgets that live directly on the product page, pre-purchase pop-ups where you can add relevant products to your order or replace the product that was added to the cart. And then in the cart itself, where you can help to build bundles or offer more complementary items. So these tools convert at a very high rate. They help you to boost AOV before a customer even hits the checkout. They're subtle, they're relevant, and if done right, they feel helpful and not pushy. And if you're on Shopify Plus, you've got an opportunity to embed an upsell directly on the checkout page, right alongside shipping and payment. Now, this one's not a pop-up. It's a native part of the checkout experience. Just one click, the product is added directly to the order. There's no extra steps or re-entry required. This is a seamless, fully integrated way to help boost AOV without interrupting the customer flow at all. And because it's positioned in such a high intent moment, this one converts extremely well. So that brings us to post-purchase. And look, this is where a lot of brands are truly leaving money on the table. Post-purchase offers show up immediately after the order is placed. And because payment's already completed, you have zero risk of losing the original sale. So smart brands are using upsells like offering more of what was purchased at a discount, which happens to be our highest converting offer overall, or add-ons that can match the original order. And with our new post-profit feature, you can now show curated, non-competing ads on your thank you page. So these ads are never for retail brands, and merchants are earning thousands of dollars a month in pure passive profit without disrupting the brand experience. Okay, so now let's take a look at this, a real world example of how all of this works with hard hat watches. Now, this store was launched by a non-technical founder. No dev team, just a lean, bootstrapped setup and a need to make every sale count. With one-click upsell, they turned one simple funnel into a six-figure upsell machine. Here's the $64,000 funnel they got everything started off with. So for upsell one, they offered a discounted watch band immediately after the customers clicked checkout. If they accepted that one, then upsell two is a hard guard screen protector that was offered next. Then the downsell, which is only shown if they do not accept upsell one, was a branded water bottle just as one final accessory in the flow. And overall, I know this sounds very simple, but the truth is this funnel absolutely crushed it. As you can see here, at over 10,000 views, they had a 30% conversion rate, and a strategy like this can work for any Shopify store. So they then added this same strategy across all of their top selling products and then ended up generating $311,000 in upsell revenue in just 10 months. So these guys essentially copied and pasted their way to hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional store revenue. That's it. There's no coding required. There's no developers required. Just a smart, clean post-purchase flow. So if there's one key takeaway from all of this today, it's this. It's that you don't necessarily need a bigger funnel, but you do want a smarter one. You want one that's structured, one that's optimized, and one that's repeatable. And that's your playbook. It's not more complexity. It's not more guesswork, just high impact moves where they matter the most. So again, you want to systemize those three big moments we talked about: pre-purchase, in checkout, and post-purchase. You can use tools like one-click upsell and post-profit. They're going to help you do it faster and without breaking your flow. Look, these tools were built by the team here at Zipify, where we've scaled multiple 8- and 9-figure brands. They're tested, they're proven, and they're backed by data. And for higher volume stores or for lean teams who are scaling fast, we also offer enterprise level services to help you execute with confidence. So you can partner directly with our team through OCU Plus, or you can also go completely hands-off with our white glove enterprise tier. We'll run all of your upsells for you. And that means full funnel builds, in-depth audits, strategic offer planning, and ongoing optimization, all tailored directly to your brand. OCU Plus is designed to deliver the results of an in-house CRO team without adding to your headcount. And as our thank you for spending your time with us today, we'd like to extend an offer of a free funnel audit and upsell strategy session with our enterprise team for any Shopify Plus stores out there. I'll drop a link for that directly in the chat after I'm done talking. This is not a sales call. There's no pressure involved. You don't have to be using our app. We just want to show you a little bit about what we're all about, help you guys get set up for success in the rest of Q4 and help you crush Q1. So to wrap things all up here, again, stop chasing traffic as your only growth lever and start optimizing the entire customer journey. So when you align your customer experience with your revenue and strategy goals, your AOV goes up, your lifetime value goes up, and scaling gets easier. And if you're ready to implement this, OCU and post-profit are built to plug directly into your existing funnel. They can get you earning money from day one. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate you spending your time with us. If there's any time left, I'd like to open it up for any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brendan. That was great. I think you made so many important call outs, especially the pre-purchase tools you mentioned. And I agree with you. Bundles are such a great way to increase AOV. I also really love the idea of adding kind of some post-profit ads. I think you mentioned to your thank you page. I've been seeing this quite a bit in some of the online shopping that I've been doing. So it's definitely working. But thank you again. That was great. I think there was a ton of engagement in the chat and a couple questions for you. Maybe I'll just ask you one of them here. If you don't mind, you can stop sharing your screen. And I think Caitlin asked, do you have a recommendation on the price of a one-click upsell item or percentage to current AOV?
So that's going to be a little bit different for every vertical. It's a little bit hard to give like a kind of one size answer for that. What we generally recommend doing, we've got a great split testing tool in our app. So we generally recommend taking a couple of your top sellers and starting with those, or a complementary item that goes with the item purchased at checkout. And then you can all, try a couple of different combinations and see what works best and converts best for your brand.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And before I let you go, we do have some winners of our giveaway. So I apologize. After my session, I forgot to announce the winner for Gorgias's giveaway. So I'll quickly do that. The winner of the $75 gift card is Aline DeCat. So thank you so much. I will follow up with you. And then Brendan, the winner of your $75 Amazon gift card is David Santos. So thank you so much, everyone, for engaging in the chat. Keep the questions coming, and we'll bring on the next speaker. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you.
Amazing. So next up, we're going to have Sarah from Okendo. Awesome. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi. Hold on, let me get this up. Okay, amazing. Can everyone see my screen? Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for the introduction and tuning in. Once again, I'm Sarah Skolnik, and I'm the Agency Partnerships Manager here at Okendo. So before we hop into the different ways to master your customer journey, I want to give you a quick introduction into who we are. So Okendo is a customer marketing platform designed to help brands maximize the value of their customers. So we do this by increasing lifetime value and driving long-term impact across your customer base. We offer a suite of 5 connected products. So quizzes, reviews, loyalty, referrals, and surveys, all built exclusively for Shopify and Shopify Plus brands. And I'd say like what sets us apart is really our focus on driving that measurable revenue. So we're laser focused on helping you achieve the highest possible ROI, which is why we are trusted by over 18,000 of the fastest growing brands in the Shopify ecosystem. So typically, if you've ever bought anything online, there is a high chance that you have interacted with Okendo. We are also partnered with the best tech apps and marketing platforms in the space, such as Google, TikTok, Meta, Gorgias, Recharge, Postscript, TabCorp, just to name a few. That way you can seamlessly integrate Okendo into your existing tech stack. So our main mission is to help brands grow by transforming shoppers into what we call superfans. So these are your loyal customers who consistently engage with your brand, return to your site, and advocate for you. So you can cultivate superfans through reviews, loyalty programs that reward engagement, referral programs, and then personalized experiences using tools like our Net Promoter Score surveys and quizzes. Now, as we all know, the customer experience is everything. So every interaction a shopper has with your brand, whether they're discovering you for the first time or returning back for their 5th purchase, is going to shape how they feel, whether they keep coming back. So today, I just want to walk through some practical strategies to acquire new customers, convert them into buyers, and retain them for the long term. So I'll share some examples, tips, and stats from brands like yours. That way you can action and start delivering the ultimate Shopify customer journey. So we all know how critical reviews and UGC are in today's buying journey. So quick stat for you, around 99% of consumers read reviews before they purchase. I know I'm one of the following in that stat. And for many shoppers, that is where the discovery process actually begins. So whether someone first discovers your brand on TikTok Shop, Instagram, Google, or directly on your site, showcasing high quality reviews, photos, and videos is really going to help you build that trust instantly with your shopper. And when you highlight that content across your PDPs and landing pages and repurpose, standout snippets in ads, email, and or through SMS, you're giving shoppers the confidence to move from curiosity to conversion a little bit faster. Now, another tool that continues to be one of the most efficient acquisition channels for brands is through referrals. So they actually convert at 4 times the rate of other channels and really help you bring in high intent shoppers at a much lower cost. So a well-structured referral program really helps and lets you reward both sides of the experience. So your most loyal customers for advocating for your brand, and then new customers with an incentive to take that first step. So I'd also say discounts or loyalty programs work especially well here and double as a retention play. So one of our clients, Terra Cafe, they actually launched their referral program and saw a massive lift from it, around 215x in ROI, which is great to see. So now that we have discovered the strategies to acquire new shoppers, let's dig in on how to convert them into customers and buyers. So personalization is a major driver of conversions. Around 80% of shoppers are more likely to buy when the experience feels tailored to them, and quizzes are a great way to make that happen. So by guiding shoppers to the right products quickly, you remove that friction and help them find what they're actually looking for. And you can recommend products based on quiz responses, shopping history, or preferences. And AI can also make this experience a little bit easier when launching a quiz. So suggesting questions and recommendations will save your team time while delivering a personalized experience at scale. And then jumping quickly back into reviews here. Reviews are not only a means to discovering a new brand, but they can also make or break a purchase. So let's say you have 100 or even thousands of reviews. It can be super overwhelming for a shopper to sort through all those and kind of find the answers that they're looking for. So with our new AI generated review summaries and keywords, you can kind of instantly surface the most helpful insights and common terms, and most importantly, remove that decision friction. So shoppers no longer have to, dig or endlessly scroll. They can get the key insights they need to feel confident enough to click that buy button. So now that we've discussed, how to acquire new customers, convert them into buyers, let's chat about how we can make sure that they're retaining. So loyalty programs are one of the most effective ways to retain your best customers. Around 77% of consumers say that they stay loyal to brands that have compelling rewards, and the key to making those programs feel meaningful and more exciting. You can build instant momentum by rewarding points for past purchases and reminding customers that their loyalty is recognized. So for new members, fast tracking them into VIP status with double points gives them a reason to engage quickly with the program and also start experiencing those perks right away. And also don't underestimate the power of exclusive or secret VIP tiers, because this can create a sense of FOMO, encourage higher spend, and also keep your most engaged shoppers coming back for more. And then lastly, another great retention engine are surveys. So they aren't just about collecting feedback, they're also a powerful way to keep your existing customers engaged. Because by gathering insights at key touch points, you can uncover friction points, understand those evolving shopper needs, and show customers that their opinions matter. So acting on this feedback is going to help you improve that post-purchase experience, optimize your referral or loyalty programs, and also make decisions that keep shoppers coming back. Now, in order to put these tips into action, we have an exclusive offer we'd love to share with everyone on the webinar today. We're offering 30 days free on all Okendo products. So if you're interested in the offer, feel free to message me in the chat. I'll drop my email in there and we can talk a little further. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. Also, a ton of engagement in the chat during your presentation. I love the comment about the AI summary reviews. I personally love those. I think they don't just build confidence for new shoppers, they also help kind of reinforce trust, like you said, for returning customers. So great retention tools all around. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm just double checking. I think we might have a winner for your gift card. I'll come back to it in the comments here, and then we'll announce it shortly after the next speaker. So thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. All right. Well, we are about to welcome the next speaker on the stage. We've got Tamanna from Triple Whale coming up next. There you are. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. We're really excited to learn from Triple Whale, so I will give the floor over to you to take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let me get my slides up. And let's just get right into it. All right, everyone. So I'm Tamanna. Like Sarah said, I am one of the tech partner managers here at Triple Whale. I've been with Triple Whale for just over a year now. Used to work at Rebuy. So yeah, I've just enjoyed being in this space, and it's awesome to be, alongside all of these other amazing experts in the field. So today we're really going to be talking about one of the biggest game changers in e-commerce, and that is AI. AI is everywhere these days. And what we're also going to be covering today is what is triple whale? Why do data-driven decisions matter? We're going to dive into AI's growing role in e-commerce. And then finally, we've also got a free tool for you to use. And this is exclusive to all of our attendees today. So let's just dive right in. All right, now e-commerce brands today, they are drowning in data, but they're starving for insights that drive real action. And that's honestly where Triple Whale comes in. So Triple Whale is the e-commerce intelligence platform built for faster and more confident decisions. So most analytics platforms are telling you what's happening, but at Triple Whale, we actually help you understand why, and more importantly, what to do next. And at Triple Whale, we're not just another data tool. We're actually the go-to e-commerce intelligence platform for brands that are scaling fast and need clarity in their decision-making. And today, we're also the proud source of truth for over 50,000 plus innovative brands. And that includes well-known names like Calpak, MeUndies, Peloton, Culture Kings, and so many more. And we're not just working with brands, we're actually powering an entire ecosystem of e-commerce growth. We have 2,000 plus trusted agency partners and 65 plus deep tech integrations. So we really ensure our customers get the most out of their data, from marketing to inventory and ultimately to profitability. And if you're wondering what that looks like in action, I encourage you to take a look at our website. We actually have a full section of case studies, and you can see how people are using Triple Whale. Now, e-commerce isn't just growing. It's honestly becoming more competitive and more expensive and more complex than ever before. So for brands, making data-driven decisions isn't optional anymore. Honestly, it's survival. And when we look at the numbers, the challenge is obvious. Your ad costs, they keep rising. So paid acquisition is getting more expensive every year. You're squeezing profit margins and this is just making profitability harder to achieve than ever before. And competition, it's honestly at an all-time high. So more brands are fighting for the same customers, which is making it harder than ever to stand out. And I'm sure besides these two things, there are a number of other things that are making it challenging this year. And if you're thinking of any, please drop them in the chat because I'm sure you're not alone. Now, in this environment, guesswork just will not cut it. Brands really need clear, actionable insights to optimize their marketing, their pricing, and their operations. And that's where AI-powered analytics comes in. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. Now, this is why the growing role of AI in e-commerce is becoming so important. AI is no longer just a buzzword anymore. It's transforming the way brands operate. It's helping automate marketing tasks to optimizing inventory management. AI is really empowering businesses to make smarter decisions faster. And it's helping brands scale by unlocking insights from data, predicting trends, streamlining operations, all of which lead to more efficient, profitable growth. So now let's dive into how AI is actually reshaping e-commerce and how you can harness its power for your brand. So e-commerce brands that adopt AI are seeing real measurable results, and it's no surprise why. McKinsey reports that e-commerce businesses using AI can actually boost profitability by up to 25%. Let me say that again. McKinsey reports that e-commerce businesses using AI can boost profitability by up to 25%. That's huge. So it's not just about speed. It's about smarter data-driven decisions and how you're using it to actually analyze massive amounts of data. It's providing insights that help brands optimize operations, predict trends, and just better understand customer behavior. And in an industry where margins are so tight and competition is so fierce, even those small efficiency gains can honestly be a game changer. And the right AI tools can make the difference between scaling profitability or just falling behind. So in today's competitive market, again, AI isn't just a luxury. It is essential for making smarter decisions and achieving long-term success. So AI is fundamentally changing the way we work. So let's actually look at customer experience. Now, AI is stepping in to handle many of these manual, time-consuming tasks, so brands can actually focus on strategy instead of spreadsheets. And to keep up, businesses have turned to personalization. So we've seen brands leverage AI to deliver more of a tailored shopping experience, whether that's through product recommendations, targeted marketing, or even dynamic pricing. Personalization is no longer just a trend. It is so necessary for engagement and retention. But here's the key: personalization is only as good as the data intelligence behind it. So AI really allows brands to collect, analyze, and act on massive amounts of data in real time. The more data AI has, the smarter it gets, enabling businesses to refine their strategies, predict customer needs, and honestly just optimize performance across the board. So that's why it's no longer just an add-on. You really need it. Now, AI is making customer service more efficient, responsive, and scalable. Chatbots provide instant answers, so this is really cutting wait times and support costs. AI can predict issues like delayed shipments, and it can offer solutions before customers even ask. Plus, it actually provides frictionless shopping. Smarter search, voice commerce, and virtual try-ons are making shopping easier than ever. And the result of all of this is happier customers, fewer support tickets, and higher conversions. So AI isn't just improving CX, it's actually transforming it and making it a growth and profit engine. And AI is no longer just for handling support tickets, it's really becoming a real driver of revenue. So let's take Gorgias, for example. As Sarah mentioned, their AI doesn't just respond to questions. It actually actively helps customers make buying decisions by offering real-time product guidance, and it's like having a sales associate available 24/7. What's more is that it also tailors communication to each customer's needs. So the AI creates personalized messages that feels thoughtful and helpful, which ultimately builds trust and keeps people engaged. And during the checkout process, it actually smooths everything out, answering common questions about shipping or product details instantly. So that really reduces friction and keeps the sale moving. And in short, this kind of AI turns customer support into a high converting, revenue generating engine. So let's look at how AI driven personalization boosts engagement and conversions. So you'll have smart recommendations show the right products at the right time. AI driven emails and SMS actually reach customers when they're most likely to buy, and personalized discounts tailor pricing based on shopping behavior. So the result, again, better experiences and ultimately more sales. And AI is most powerful when it moves beyond basic personalization to true individualization. So personalized upsells and cross sells are great because AI can recommend the right add-ons or the right bundles in real time based on customers' shopping behavior, history, and even what they have in their cart. AI-driven shopping experiences also help with site layouts and product carousels because they adapt to how someone is shopping. So gift buyers will see something different than loyal stalkers, and this will keep them engaged and it will get them to even buy more. Now let's talk about optimized checkout flows. So AI reduces friction at purchase with smarter shopping, discounts, and last minute um, recommendations that just turn hesitation into conversion. So this kind of customization is no longer just cool, it actually drives profit. And here at Triple Whale, we actually built Moby to make data-driven decisions fast and easy. So Moby agents are the first AI agents purpose-built to boost your brand's customer acquisition, conversion, retention, and overall business operations. And these agents work around the clock to uncover what's working, what's not working, and ultimately what to do next. So Moby Chat is your AI data scientist to help answer any questions you have. It will help you create reports, and it will also build forecasts and so much more. So instead of digging through reports, you can just ask Moby questions like, what was my ROAS last week? How did my Black Friday campaigns perform? What's my highest converting product? And you're going to get instant answers with actual actionable insights. And with Moby, you don't just track data, you actually can use it to grow. So instead of spending 10 minutes searching for an answer, Moby will literally tell you in seconds. So you can move fast to make better and thought-driven decisions quicker. And as our co-founder AJ says, AI is evolving from a tool to a true business co-pilot. It is helping brands analyze more data than ever before for deeper, smarter decisions. And these aren't just generic bots, they're actually purpose built to drive growth across acquisition, retention, and operations. And these agents, they surface insights, they spot issues early, and they ultimately uncover money making opportunities, all powered by the largest e commerce benchmark data set. So what makes Moby Agents even more powerful is that it's built to support both brands and agencies, because we know the needs are different, but the goal is ultimately the same. It's growth. So whether you're running a brand or managing a portfolio, Moby Agents were designed to make you look like a genius, but just faster. Now I'll go into a quick example before I come to the end of my presentation here. But Dixon's lean marketing team used to spend hours upon hours each week analyzing ad performance with just limited customer insights and inaccurate attribution data until Triple Whale and Moby Agents automated the process. So now what took hours happens in under 10 minutes, saving them 260 plus hours per year. If you break that down, that is like 1 hour per working day. Can you imagine what you could do with that much time? Now, Dixon also 3 times their ROI within just 3 months of implementing Triple Whale and adding over $500,000 of incremental revenue using our Sonar Send feature. So AI isn't just saving time, it's honestly optimizing growth. So after today, I think we can agree that AI is the future of e-commerce. Here are some of the key takeaways as a refresher. Now, the fastest moving brands, they're the ones that are going to win. So before AI can drive action, you need a strong data foundation, which is why we're also giving you guys access to this free dashboard to help you track key metrics and make smarter decisions. I'm going to drop the link in this chat along with my email and LinkedIn. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you have. Thank you guys for joining, and I look forward to staying in touch.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think you covered so many amazing points, but obviously brands are all kind of competing for market share right now and really need to understand how they optimize. So we really appreciate you giving such insightful tips. And I also love the Gorgias shout out. Fun fact, our AI agent can actually automate 60% of those repetitive tickets you were just mentioning and also focus on conversion and upsells. And you can get access to that data all within the Triple Whale and Gorgias integration. So thank you so much for that. We do have to announce some giveaway winners. So I will just announce the giveaway winner first from Sarah from Okendo's presentation just a few minutes ago. So the winner of the $75 gift card is Cornelia. Thank you so much for your engagement in the chat. And then we've got Triple Whale's winner of the $75 gift card is Abby Dorfson. Thank you so much for all of your questions. Now, Tamanna, there's tons of questions for you in the chat, so hopefully you can stick around and answer some of those while we bring on the next speaker.
Totally. And if I miss your question, my contact info is in the chat, so please reach out to me.
Yes, definitely reach out to her. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right. So next up, we're going to be welcomed on stage by John from Tapcar. We're really looking forward to learning more about the mobile experience.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate the tee up. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Some great content thus far. Hopefully everyone's walking away with a full notepad of things to go and talk to their team about. So really happy to be here today. I've been a Gorgias partner across the multiple places I've been throughout the ecosystem for the past 7 or 8 years. And these webinars are some of the most engaged of any group. So it's really cool to see people in the chat firing off. So John Nutt, Director of Ecosystem Partnerships at Tapcart. I am excited to give you some insight into how folks are leveraging mobile commerce and push as a meaningful part of their retention strategy. So if you're not familiar, Tapcart is the only Shopify Plus certified mobile commerce platform, which means that we have powered over $10 billion in sales through our e-commerce apps. We're a meaningful part of a brand's retention strategy as a way to differentiate their owned marketing, to increase the surface area that they have, and to give brands a way to have a differentiated channel where loyalty, subscriptions, and all of the good customer experiences that you're hoping your customers will have. And so we, at the end of the day, really help to increase engagement across a number of key metrics by bringing customers back into the fold through push notifications. I can't emphasize this enough. If you look at the quick little mini case study to the right with Opali, Opali sent over 400 million push notifications through our platform. And because you're paying $0 per push message, it's an incredible way to engage with customers, to bring them back into the fold. And it's why, if you look at some of these key metrics in terms of increase in conversion rate versus mobile web, increase in revenue per session, and increase in average order value, it's a no-brainer why our customers or our brands find that the app is the highest LTV channel that they have as a business. So maybe just zooming out a little bit further, I want to talk about kind of where customers are today. And customers today, 75% plus of traffic is happening on our phones, right? We're all no less than 4 feet away from our space phones, which is a blessing and a curse, right? I think we check our phones on average 100 and some odd times a day. And so everything we do is happening on our phone. But yet mobile web conversion is 3 or 2.5, 3 times lower than desktop conversion, right? So the majority of the traffic is happening on mobile, but the mobile web conversion experience is less than desktop, right? That's a big opportunity for brands. Customers expect speed, they expect personalization, and they expect no friction during the shopping experience, right? E-commerce brands have gotten really good about removing barriers and making it easier for customers to shop. And so brands expect now all of those things to be in place. And most CX strategies are still built for desktop, right? And so the new customer journey does not have to rely on your website. Let me repeat that. The new customer journey does not have to rely on starting their experience on the website. Over 8,000 Shopify brands globally have invested in a mobile app and push notifications. And there's a reason why, right? Brands like Sephora, brands like LSKD, Ruggable, Champion, Reebok, right? All of these household names, they've invested in launching a mobile app with push. And here's a few of the reasons why they get really excited about it and how it impacts the customer experience. First and foremost is that it's free to send push notifications. That's something that I'm going to repeat a couple of times because I think it's a huge opportunity for brands. If you're looking at your retention efficiency, if you're looking at the most cost-effective way to bring customers back into the fold, or to bring them back in for order tracking updates, or to launch a new collection or a new product, push notifications is the most cost-effective way to do so. Is it going to be your entire own marketing strategy? Absolutely not. Email, SMS, those are foundational, and those are still in the mix. All of the brands that leverage push also leverage those channels. It's about channel orchestration and channel affinity, and getting a sense of what customers of yours want to engage with in terms of the channel, but thinking of push when you can to optimize the retention spend that you have. Second is differentiating the app experience, right? Launching a mobile app is not like mirroring what's on your site and putting it into an app. It's about building an experience that customers are only able to get inside of the app, right? Exclusive products, exclusive early access. Maybe there's content or experiences that they're only able to get inside of the app, right? Maybe there's loyalty experiences, or there's subscription functionality that's only available inside of the app, right? Because we know that the consumers that are inside of the app have the highest customer lifetime value, we know that if we suggest that our brands find ways to convert customers from other channels to downloading the app, that's going to be a good behavior for them because they're able to increase the value of those customers once they get inside of the app. Building one-to-one personalized mobile experiences. I've heard a lot about AI today, which is great and it's encouraging, and I know it's definitely top of mind for all of you as well. We, in about a week's time, have a big AI launch that we're coming out with that really aims at providing a one-to-one personalized mobile experience, where the content that I see as someone that is male, lives in Chicago, has certain interests, is going to be different from someone that has a different demographic, and also based on where you are in the customer journey. Are you logged in or are you logged out? Are you a loyalty member? Do you have an active subscription? All of those things are data points that we take into consideration to be able to provide that true one-to-one personalized mobile experience. And lastly, across the entire customer journey, the app is the be-all end-all. If you're discovering products for the first time with a brand you just discovered, or if you are looking to like manage an exchange or manage a return, or coming back for community to talk with people about how a certain product is to be used, or to get feedback, all of that experience can happen inside of the app. And again, this is not just for Shopify brands, right? If you look at some of the top beauty brands, Sephora, Ulta, Elf Beauty, right? Sephora alone, I think they have about 1,100 stores across the US, right? But they also have invested in an app because they understand that they need to recreate the in-store experience whenever you're not able to be near a Sephora store, right? Maybe you live in New York and you're near about 100 Sephora stores, but then you go back home to visit your family and you want to order something, but you're not near a Sephora store, right? How can the app recreate the in-store experience by recommendations, which is obviously you being able to engage with someone that's in the store, having a virtual shade finder or try on to see how a blush looks on your complexion or how a lip liner is going to look on your complexion, being able to take the app into the store and to have your loyalty program instantly synced, right? This is what enterprise brands are doing, and it's what our Shopify merchants are able to do to take all the learnings of these leaders in the space, these enterprise leaders, and to be able to translate it for the Shopify merchant as well. So going into why the app outperforms, I wanted to highlight 3 customer experience breakthroughs here. So again, frictionless discovery. If you think about how we consume entertainment, how we consume anything, right? Oftentimes we've now kind of trained ourselves that video content is what we're most excited to view, right? I shamefully spend some time on TikTok every day. I'm sure many of you do as well. It's really easy to get sucked into learning about Mesopotamia, to learn about how XYZ works, to browse a new brand, all in the same For You feed. And so we're bringing the same sort of shoppable videos, that kind of For You, like endless scroll, so that you as a consumer are able to browse the way that you have been trained to browse, and to be able to discover products that you're excited about, instantly adding them to the cart right from that For You video, right? It's the way that we're shopping and we're browsing on other apps. And so, taking that learning about customer behavior and bringing it to the shopping experience inside of your Tap Cart app as well. Also, personalized onboarding and intuitive discovery, right? If you're logging on for the first time, you're going to get a different experience versus if you're logged in. If you take a peek at this example right here to the right, if I'm a logged in member and I am a part of the Okendo loyalty program and I have the recharge subscription set up for my beauty products, you're going to get served that information right from the jump. And so we find ways to allow our brands to have an app first loyalty or an app first subscription mentality, where because it's the best place for loyalty and the best place for subscriptions to happen, because push notifications can be a great low cost way to engage with customers to bring them back in the fold. It's the easiest place, the best place for loyalty and subscriptions to happen inside of the app. And so frictionless discovery and obviously a more personalized experience. We all ultimately know that the app converts 2 to 4 times higher than the web, right? So you're not only going to bring customers back in more often, but you're able to convert them because they're higher intent, right? Whenever you're building these exclusive experiences inside of the app, whether it's new collections, whether it's content that you're able to browse, whether it's a new drop that just came out, customers are coming to the app with intent because you're giving them experiences that are incentives that they're excited to shop. And ultimately, that increases average order value, revenue per sale. There's lots of opportunity to have your highest converting channel be the app channel. Just a quick aside, we just had Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm sure all of you are exhaling from what was hopefully a very successful peak. We had conversion rates for some of our merchants that were 24%. 26%, absolutely insane conversion rates because you have a loyal customer base that's really excited about shopping with you. And again, if you are able to build up the momentum, the excitement around certain drops or a big campaign like Black Friday, you're able to see insane results as well. And then lastly, just the additional surface area you have that's on the owned marketing side, right? Being able to have your email, your SMS, and now your push all be in one platform is a big value add that a lot of our merchants take advantage of, whether it's inside of Klaviyo or inside of Attentive or other ESPs like Iterable and Braze and Ometria. You're able to orchestrate all of your own marketing in one place. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I'm already doing email and SMS in my platform like Attentive or Klaviyo, you're able to add push to the existing flows, the existing journeys that you have. So it's a very low lift to really get that off the ground and to be able to take advantage of that side by side what you're already doing in your own marketing platform. And again, I think I already touched on the fact that we're pretty integrated across loyalty and subscriptions. Cool. I'm going to take a quick break here and let's dive into a few brands. This will be fun to go out of the theoretical and into the actual. So this is a success story that I'm really excited to talk about. I'm not sure if you all have had the chance to hear or learn about Credo Beauty, but they're the leader in sustainable, clean beauty. They have like over 1,500 ingredients that they don't allow inside of their products to be sold. So very much purpose-driven business. And they came to us really wanting to provide a differentiated experience that could help to educate their consumers on what it is that they're buying or potentially buying, be kind of a house for all the content that they produce, and also to, again, be able to have the shoppable video component be a part of how consumers were shopping. They found that on TikTok, they were getting lots of interest and lots of buzz over there. But as all of you can understand, it's a great place to get discovered. But in terms of margin, you're definitely losing a bit when it comes to TikTok Shop. So looking to translate what was successful about their brand, both in-store and on TikTok. And they launched an app with us. And here are a few of the tactics that I wanted to kind of share with you. Lead with content. This is probably not too surprising, but as a purpose-driven brand, being able to lead with content was a huge opportunity for them to educate their customers, to be able to have engaging content right from the jump. So again, when shoppers really understand the products, they have, an increase in the number of units per transaction and an increase in average order value. They're excited about, they're behind, and they want to purchase certain products. Use early access moments to reward high intent shoppers. One learning from Credo is that they discovered that discounts performed less successfully than early access, right? Providing early access, which is essentially a zero discount, tactic, was more successful for them than discounting their products. So I'm sure this is true for some other brands, and I'm sure you've tested it, but a great learning that you don't need to discount in order to get customers engaged. Oftentimes just early access, right? People want to feel special. When they go into a store and they're able to be greeted, not all of us have 7 to 10 retail stores around the US, right? A lot of us are D2C based only. So you want to find a way to incentivize customers to want to download the app in the first place and to reward them once they're there. Tactic number 3 is to make incentives visible at key decision points. So whether it's through gift with purchase campaigns or being able to see your loyalty points that you have available throughout the customer journey, there's a great opportunity for you to engage and influence customer behavior if you're bubbling up the right data, the right information at the right point. And through our new integrations that we have with Yapo and with Okendo, we're able to do just that, right? You're able to see the number of points you have, the tier that you are, and be able to redeem products both on the cart, but also on like a dedicated loyalty page as well. And collectively, Credo Beauty was able to hit their 6-month revenue goal within 2 months, so far exceeding expectations there. 23% increase in average order value and 30% increase. This is insane. 30% increase in number of units per transaction versus the online store, and 15% of the initial app orders were from new customers. That means out of 100 customers, 15 of them are going to the app first as their first purchase, first time engaging with the app. So just a great testament to, if you believe in our strategy and you kind of lean into what it is that we've seen work with other brands, there's a whole lot to be gained here. And the best part, again, is operational efficiency, as Rebecca notes. She says, I probably spend about an hour and a half a week in TapCart. I write the push, get a quick thumbs up, schedule it, and we're good. No creative, no 3 a.m. launches. And you can see just how nice that the app actually looks itself. Next case study here is with Opali. So Opali is one of our UK-based merchants, 9-figure brand, incredibly good at releasing new products, new collections. And if you're a brand that has constant new collections, you do drops, I'm telling you, TapCard is an incredible way for you to grow your business. It's a great way for you to release new products. It's a great way to incentivize customer behavior, and it's a great way to get the most that you can out of these new products that you're releasing to the market. Because they release all new products in the app up to 48 hours early, 40% of their total revenue comes from the app. That's insane. 18% higher average order value in app than the website. And again, because you're not spending $1 on push notifications, they've been able to engage with customers over 400 million times. Just one quick moment here. This is Lauren, who's great on the Opali side. She says, we're trying to get people into the app journey as early as possible because we know we have a better chance of retaining them once they're there, right? There's the stickiness factor that comes with all the bells and whistles and the value of being an app customer. And oftentimes they end up staying once they're in the app as well. Just some quick tactics that we've covered a good amount of these, but I'll just cover them really quickly. So treat launches as a CX event, not just a promotion, right? Opali has been able to build experiences around these drops that builds customer loyalty, and it makes customers feel like they're a part of an event, not just being able to browse new products, right? By the app exclusivity, you're essentially creating that FOMO factor, and you're getting people excited about that, right? I think another one is not just relying on the scheduled push, but be able to be nimble, right? If you want to send a push notification during the campaign to create additional urgency or to highlight certain things that are potentially going to be selling out soon because they've been performing so well, feel free to do so. You can easily be a bit more nimble than having to just rely on those scheduled promotions. And again, being able to remove the friction from drop day, I think the app makes it incredibly easy for you to do so. We're a direct plug into Shopify. So we're essentially a sales channel, and you can manage all the products that are available very easily side by side with what you're doing today. So some 5 quick principles that any brand can apply today to improve their customer journey. Number 1 is surface value instantly. I think we've kind of beat this dead horse, but app-only exclusives, early access, educational content like the For You shoppable video feed or like Credo's journal is a great opportunity for brands to really get to know you from the jump or to be able to shop and engage with the brand as they are excited about. Make discovery feel curated, that one-to-one personalization, being able to make recommendations and not just have endless menus where they're having to click 7 times to get to what they're looking for. Create big moments and build momentum, right? Thinking of the app as not just another channel, but a truly differentiated place for all of your VIP customers, right? That 25 to 30% of your customers that you can really nurture to be the most outsized part of your business, right? The 80-20 mentality there. Keep loyalty visible and accessible. Our new loyalty that we've just released about 6 months ago is incredible. I think if you want to learn more about that, I can definitely send you some more intel, and I can show you a few Okendo brands that have this live in their apps today. And then lastly is aligning your CX with real customer behavior. This is a pretty basic one, but I think it's pretty paramount, right? Look inward to see what your customers are saying and be able to meet customers where they are with experiences that excite them and want them to come back for more. So if you want to learn a bit more about us, feel free to scan this enormous QR code. Hopefully that works just fine. For all of our merchants that we're engaging with, like we do a V1 app design. So we'll literally give you a proof of concept for what your app will look like, fully functional with all of the integrations that you use, everything that is brand specific, including your fonts and your colors. Like we will literally bring your brand to life as a proof of concept. And then also because you're joining today, we're happy to give a 10% off of an annual plan as well. Just be sure to mention Gorgias webinar in the How Did You Hear About Us? And we can get you all situated. But thank you again, really appreciate the time. I know these webinars are an optional thing for you to be joining. So really appreciate that you chose to spend some time with us today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, John. That was great. In 2026, mobile experience is just so important. We can't stress that enough. I know for my own BFCM shopping, brands that I'm the most loyal to, I'm always shopping on the app. So thank you for taking us through all of those tips. You see a ton of engagement in the chat, and there are quite a few questions for you. So if you can stick around and answer those, that would be great. But before I let you go, we're just going to announce the giveaway or the winner, sorry, of your giveaway, which is Jenna Metheny. Thank you so much for all of your questions, Jenna, and John will follow up.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, John. All right, so we'll say goodbye to John, but we are going to be welcoming Laura from the Postscript team in a second here. She'll be joining us to chat all things SMS. Thanks, Laura. I'll give it over to you.
Thank you so much. And I've got to, as I pull up my slides, give John some flowers for hopping on early for me so I could meet the school bus in the snow. So we had to do some backstage shuffling, and I really appreciate it.
All good. All good. We love teamwork over here.
Yeah. Okay. Got me? Oh no, I don't want that.
Yes, everything looks good, but we do see your.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
secret
We don't
notes.
want that.
Yes.
Hold on a sec. Now everyone knows I don't know this all by heart. That's so disappointing. Okay.
Looks great.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Serino. I am the Director of Brand and Content at Postscript. So happy to be here today in such great company. And I am personally so excited to be talking to you about my favorite e-commerce topic, which is SMS. If you aren't familiar with Postscript, we're trusted by more than 20,000 Shopify and Shopify Plus stores. We're always on the mission to kind of make SMS the #1 revenue channel for e-commerce merchants. At Postscript, brands grow their list 3 times faster. They're implementing best-in-class strategies and using our advanced tools to drive revenue through high-performing campaigns and automations. Okay, so now that my pitch is out of the way, I think I know a lot of people have already talked about this, but I bet everyone here watching would agree that if there is one thing we could all do better in the coming year, it would be talking to our customers more. We know that there's a lot of value in that. And SMS is inherently the best way to do that. Texting, as we know, is everyone's preference of choice when it comes to communicating. And everything is moving more towards conversations. You know, even when we think about the way we're all starting to search today, when we go into ChatGPT, it's all prompt-based. ChatGPT is asking us questions back. We're having a conversation to uncover answers. So inherently, consumers are all going to shift into this direction when they're thinking about shopping. And, you know, if you're proactively making sure that if a subscriber is, let's say, on your product page, you spent a lot of money to acquire them to get there, and they're still not converting, there are actually ways we can engage with them over SMS to get them back to that checkout cart. So let's dive right in. Conversations are really where SMS earns its keep. We all know that discounts on the channel get clicks, but two-way messages do much more than that. They surface buying signals, they build segments in real time, and they help you handle objections while the shopper is still in the cart. And the economics check out too. As you can see here, you can get up to a 15% revenue lift if you have strategies that include conversational in your SMS strategy. 22% of subscribers who engage in conversation are just more likely to stay subscribed as well. So conversational flows are easy to automate and consistently drive higher click-through rates, retention, and ROI than one-way blast. We love a live event. So if you're only using SMS as a megaphone, you're kind of missing the point of the channel. So what I'm going to talk about today are 4 essential SMS strategies to make sure that every message you send is doing the work of 5. So these are strategies you can kind of use regardless of the size of your list. These can be strategies you use even if you're not on Postscript. I don't want to think about that. It makes me cry. But let's dive right into them. Okay, so first easy step, train your list to text back. Most shoppers assume brands that text are no reply. So usually, you know, the channel is a little bit more of a monologue, and your job is to prove them wrong.
Mommy.
Go ahead.
Mommy, but Mom.
A lot of brands try a conversational campaign.
It's different cookies.
Yes, Sam. Once or twice. Hear nothing back, and then decide that their list, you know, just doesn't want to engage. So the truth is, if you've tried a conversational campaign and it's been kind of crickets on the other end, it's not that your list isn't interested in engaging. They just don't know that you're going to reply. They haven't been given the right prompts. So now is the time to train that muscle. This is a great opportunity. So clear prompts, multiple choice answers, even light questions. It all gets subscribers used to texting back. By the time your next big, let's say sales cycle hits, you've got a list that's primed to reply to you instead of ignore. And brands that are engaging with their customers ongoing and aren't just sending out those one-way blasts on occasion, your customers are more likely to want to read and click through to your text. They're more engaged with you over SMS already by using these strategies. But a reply isn't just engagement, it's also segmentation. So it's intent data. It's the difference between sending a generic offer to your full list or tailoring a messages that's perhaps to gift buyers versus self buyers right now after your Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales are over. Right here on the screen is a Black Friday example, but this can be tailored to any big sale moment, a product dropped, anywhere, anything you're planning where you want to use that event as an engagement warm up, or maybe just a testing ground. So the second thing I want to talk about is, these segmentation. So I think a lot of times when we think about segmentation, sometimes it can feel a little manual. Maybe you're pulling a report. Maybe you're slicing by AOV. Maybe you create those non-buyer versus buyer segments, but conversational SMS can actually do a lot of this work for you on autopilot. So let's say when you send a simple question like, who are you shopping for this season? You can use replies to tag subscribers into really simple but effective segments. You could think about this on so many levels. You can think about, what are you shopping for if you're a skincare company? And maybe it's responses like acne or anti-aging. The way you can then flow them into other conversations or campaigns from there are wildly different and will make a huge difference in conversions when you're having that conversation and you're getting those answers. So for example, right now in our post BFCM world, you could follow up smarter, like asking, was your order a gift or was it for you? And kind of splitting those responses into maybe like a treat yourself flow versus a gift add-on flow. And this is a great way to get buyers back in their carts, which is a segment so many brands disregard kind of during the BFCM chaos. Okay, so you're like, Laura, you're talking about conversations. I can't sit there texting in app with customers all day long. Of course you can't. Everyone's first thought here is there's no way we could keep up with this. Our CX team could not keep up with this. And that's true if you're doing it all manually. But the point of this is that there are ways to use automations, or better yet, an AI shopping agent to carry the load when the flood hits. So you could branch replies based on simple choices. You could auto tag those responses and trigger follow-ups. Let's say if someone clicks or views a product. Not very complicated, saves hours. If someone replies with an emoji or I sent this text from my Nissan Sentra, you can build in smart fallback messages so they still feel heard without having to, pull your CX team in. Your subscribers will get quick, on-brand replies. Your CX team stays focused on the few conversations that really do need a human to handle. And the result from that is that you capture data, you're keeping the interaction moving, and you maintain a very human feel without overwhelming your support staff. So, change your tone for your biggest brand moments. It's not always time to have a cute conversation, but it can always play a part. When it's time, let's say, for your biggest sales cycles of the season, your biggest product drop of the year, a huge restock of your biggest bestseller that's back finally, your SMS, conversations have to reflect that. So we know that those are moments that you have to sell and not just focus on engagement. And this is kind of where conversational might shift a little from those icebreakers to true objection handling. You'll ask, what's stopping you from buying today? And you'll immediately know if you have it set up right. Is it price? Is it shipping? Is it a fabric question? Is it just indecision? That lets you respond in real time instead of guessing. That also lets you respond in a really personal way versus saying that they get a browse abandoned or an abandoned cart automation of here's 10%, please come back. And speed here matters, whether it's automated branching or my personal favorite, using Shopper to field FAQs on stock and shipping The goal is the same. It's clear objections fast, keep the cart moving, convert while intent is still sky high. That is the tone shift. You're not just sending offers, you're helping customers make a decision in real time. Most brands, I think, will continue to shout one-way messages into the SMS void. Those do work. Campaigns do still work, of course. But the ones who listen and respond to their customers will be the ones that really win the SMS inbox. They'll really see true ROI on the channel. And they're also going to create a really engaged community over text. Okay, so to kind of start to wrap up, I just want to share a stat we found a couple of years ago that really got stuck in our head. And this is this 23% of new subscribers, broadly speaking, buy within their first month. This is on average across all of our merchants on Postscript. And now 23%, that's a strong conversion rate. We know SMS works, very high converting channel. But then you think, okay, well, what about that other 77%? They're clearly interested in my brand. They gave me their phone number. That's like a very personal thing to dole out. So maybe why aren't they buying in those first 30 days? And we got hung up on this stat because we thought if we can move that percentage, even a couple of points, that could be really meaningful for a brand. So to figure out how to do this, we brought a bunch of the team together. We partnered with some of our brands, literally started texting subscribers. And what we saw pretty quickly was that they had a lot of the same questions that come up when people are shopping in store. Questions about fit, return policy, materials, price, all the kinds of reasons why they were on the fence about making a purchase. These are purchase blockers. But unlike in a retail store, when they get that welcome text, oftentimes there's no one there to help guide them. So marketers are left guessing as to why this customer isn't converting because they aren't having in-depth conversations with their customers. If only we could have a conversation with this lady, we might help her make a purchase. We might start building a relationship. We might learn what her objection was and address it in future marketing campaigns, for other shoppers like her. We could really uncover deep, deep insights. So when we talk about conversations at Postscript, a lot of the tactics I just talked about are things you can do anywhere. They're a little bit more automated, but we have really been building towards Shopper, which is kind of your brand's own AI shopping assistant. It knows your product line. It knows your catalog. It knows your discount offers, what's active, what's inactive, your brand voice that's built up in our brand center. So it actually sounds like one of your real agents. And can have really amazing conversations. We've had some of our shoppers actually give travel and recommendations. So it's a really good on the fly. And, it quickly knows more about your customers for you, all with the goal of driving sales, delighting your customers, and saving your CX team a ton of time. So to me, it is so important to keep the conversation going with your most valuable subscribers, proactively selling to them with a solution like Shopper offers a truly unique one-to-one experience that will boost those conversions, revenue, and loyalty on the channel. I'll drop my email in the chat if anyone has any other questions about conversations. If you want to have a conversation about conversations, would love that. So happy to have been a part of this webinar. I'm wishing everyone here a hugely successful close to 2025 as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Laura. There's a ton of questions and engagement for you in the chat. So if you can stick around and answer some of those questions, that would be great. We do have to announce the giveaway winner from Postscript, which is Mia Vega. So congrats, Mia. You are the winner of the giveaway. Amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Well, now we have to say goodbye to Laura, and we are welcoming Phil from Concio on the stage.
Hi, everybody. And we have to give it to Laura for Mother of the Year, managing multitasking there during the webinar. That's
multitasking. We love to see that.
Big award. Congratulations. And thanks for having me as well. Awesome. Yeah, let's get started. I think I'll try to make this a little bit different than what happened so far. Since now I will be a little bit more audio visual in this one with audio content. And we'll talk briefly about like different use cases, still on the same topic, like around like customer engagement, CX, and so on. But specifically for phone and how to leverage phone to increase your sales during this holiday season. So we want everybody to give the gift of great engagement to your clients during this holiday season. The most valuable shoppers that you have are the one that you'll end up talking to on the phone. These will be the best way to build loyalty, to build great customer engagements, to provide the most accurate advice. But there's a lot of issues usually with that channel. First of all, a lot of brands put a phone number on their site, but they can't track ROI or how much sales are generated. All of the merchants generate tons of phone numbers and big list through their PostScript pop-up or through their Klaviyo program, but they only send a few SMS communications per month, and usually it's still the marketing campaigns, just like Laura was saying. And finally, it's kind of expensive to have humans handling e-com support calls. So we really want to focus on human closing on the phone and not necessarily handling basic support actions. So comes in Concio, we're really great at three things. First is we build the best AI voice agent for e-commerce. So people calling in, receiving their tracking order on the phone automatically, all the FAQs answered, and really being able to self-serve on certain topics. Then e-com calling campaign, so calling outbound your abandoned checkouts or your wholesale customers that didn't purchase in 6 months to build relationship with them, and finally integrating all of those phone interactions into one place. But enough talking about all of this. I really want to focus on fun little engagement here. So we prepared some video. I think you should hear the sound. So let me know if you don't, but I think it will work perfect. The first one is about HK Army. So HK Army is a paintball brand that is very well known in the pro world. So all the people that really love paintball competition, and they have this influencer, Mr. H, that's very well known in their environment. So one thing that we're doing with HK Army is actually doing influencer voicemail drops. So people, they achieve an item or they do a browse abandonment or a cart abandonment on their website, and then Mr. H is calling them. If they don't pick up, then you have Mr. H that's dropping a voicemail directly to them. So let's see how that looks.
Voicemail drops. Mr. H from HK Army checking in. I see you on hkarmy.com. That tells me one thing. You're ready to level up. So here's what you're going to do. Use code FREESHIPHK at checkout. Boom. Free shipping. No fluff. Free ship HK at checkout. But here's the deal. Success favors the ones who move. You wait too long, you miss the moment. You hesitate, you lose your edge. You want to win? Then show up prepared to smash heads. Time to get to work.
Awesome. Yeah, Mr. H is really popular with their crowd. So it's really a lot of fun to be engaging the customers on a new type of medium that hasn't been used before. So it's really just leveraging voice. And then what happens is people get the voicemail, then they check, is there a transcript? So that acts a little bit like an SMS. Then they call back inbound, then they talk with the sales team, and they complete their purchase over the phone. So that's really a new way to engage, that really creates an engagement, calls back inbound, or starts texting back inbound, and it really builds those customer relationships to the next level. Another great example that we can review today is VIP concierging outbound for so outbound calls basically mostly on abandoned checkouts or past purchasers that didn't purchase in a year but that had a very high amount of sales so far. So this brand Vitally, they're a little bit edgy jewelry, accessories, and so on. They have a really dedicated crowd. So we started calling their customers when they do an abandoned checkout to see what they think about the brand and if they found what they wanted to buy this year. So let's see how that sounds.
This is Jose from Clocks and Colors. How's it going?
Wow, what's up? I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We are just going through our long-time customer list. How are your pieces holding up so far?
One of my My finger is super rad right now. I'm wearing it. I feel like you dialed in your machine work. This thing is definitely super intricate. I have the Black Widow one.
Okay.
And I'm really pleased with it. It's such a beautiful piece, and I just really like you guys, man. You guys are super rad, and customer service was absolutely outstanding.
Oh, and actually, for being a longtime customer, would love to hook you up with a VIP discount code. How's that sound for you?
Dude, that sounds fantastic, brother.
Perfect. Can you check your email for me, please, so we can just make sure we have received it?
Oh, yeah, 10%.
Phone 10, definitely.
Dude, Jose, dude.
Oops. I missed the end of the call here. I don't want to spoil it.
Wild and just giving a call, and man, your customer service is wild and just giving a call, and of appreciation means a lot. I kind of needed that. Just you guys are super cool, man.
That's good. Well, anyway, Lee, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I really appreciate you.
Have a good one, Lee. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you, Jose.
Talk to your customers. Close more sales. Concio.
Awesome. Yeah, on abandoned checkout specifically, like we're seeing that across all brands, obviously it varies a lot, but I would say like a good average of connected calls with customers on abandoned checkouts convert at about 20%. So if you chat with someone, if you talk with someone that did an abandoned checkout and you remove, the potential friction that there was in the process, we're seeing across the board like an average of about 20% conversion rate. And you'd be surprised like why people don't purchase. Sometimes it's really just like they thought they had completed the purchase, but it hadn't gone through, or there was like they were not sure of the delivery date or something else like held them back. So that's really lifting a little bit of conversion rate across the board on that side. The last example that we will review is getting inbound calls, after hours, or that are first handled by AI and then passed back to a human in order to close some like high average order value sales. So for example, Indoor Willow, they sell indoor wood paneling. They have a lot of contractors and people that are doing DIY projects with their product, and they have a lot of questions, and it gets really complex, and they even like needs to calculate, like for example, how much it's going to cost if they buy 10 boxes. And they're getting an AI to field all of the customer questions and only pass to a human agent like what really is a hot lead in order to complete the sale. So let's see how that looks like.
Making my day right now. You're a big help, man. That's why I needed somebody to call me back. I'm going to order these then.
Hello, this is Rachel. I am Andor Willow's assistant. How can I help today?
Yes, I'd like to speak with someone about paintable slatted wall panels.
To give you the best assistance, could you tell me a bit about your project?
78 feet long, 22 inches high.
For a 78 feet long wall using the paintable MDF panels, you'll need 21 boxes. What day and time would be best for a representative to call you?
Right now.
Okay, I've got it. I'll make sure one of our representatives calls you back as soon as possible.
Hi, this is Nathan. I'm calling from Andor Willow.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So I got your inquiry with the paintable panels that you're interested in.
Let me ask you something. Let me just hold you right there.
Sure.
If I buy 9-foot panels, how many panels do I need?
2 boxes.
Okay.
Okay, because you're going to cut it, correct?
Yes. I wanted to make sure that was in. I just wanted to make sure how many were. Big help, man. That's why I needed somebody to call me back.
Absolutely, man. Just to make sure again, when are you going to order?
Today.
But we're actually...
Awesome. Yeah, I won't get you through the whole thing. It's a little bit lengthy, but that's another great example of like, hey, AI warming up the lead, answering any FAQs that they have, giving a pre-calculation on basically a quote for a customer that has a complex sale that's coming up, and then like passing it straight to a human agent to complete the sale there. So we're seeing a lot of that every day. Not all the calls make it to the human agent because like some are automatically resolved, but that definitely helps a lot in warming up the leads. Well, Oscar, that great question, and then I'll just answer all the other question. It's because the guy actually wanted to cut the pieces, so like where the AI only calculated a straight line of every pieces that he needed, but then he was cutting it like on the width, which was reducing the amount that he needed. So that was actually like a little bit still complex for the AI, but it was directionally correct. So Endor Willow, for example, the example that we just reviewed here, these guys like are achieving like 10% conversion rate on all their connected call. They do about 3,500 calls a month, and which helped with $80,000 phone sales in October. A lot of industries that are benefiting from like phones specifically, we're seeing obviously like furnitures, subscription brands, CBD somehow is like really, really strong. I think it's because of the regulation a little bit around SMS, and the other like supplements type businesses that are like high consideration purchases. Yeah, if you ever want to try some campaigns or optimizing your phone leveling, you absolutely can set up a free account with 1,000 free minutes, and we will also build your free AI agent that will know about everything about your brand, and you can play with the voice and test it a little bit and see how that sounds. There was a couple of questions that I want to tackle. If I still have an extra minute here. But you can drop a video message. You don't drop the video message. It's just the audio. We just layered it on top to make it a little bit more fun. The compliance, it's completely legal because you acquired those phone numbers completely legally through like interactions on your website. So technically these users are your customers. So you don't have any issue like calling them, as long as obviously you respect like a do not call list if they ask you to be added to one, and so on. And then perceive as invasive, who we're seeing across the board, like about 0.5% of people that have a connected call, so 1 in 200, will ask usually to be added to a do not call list. They're like, yeah, I don't need this call right now, or I don't need this product, please remove me. So it's like that's the opt-out rate that we're seeing across the board. And is there anything else? I should have more on my team do this. Yes, Christopher, if you need some help with that, we can train your team. Do you integrate with Google Voice? Actually, we provide the phone numbers as well. So you don't need like a Google Voice number. We can port your Google Voice phone number if you want. We completely integrate with Gorgias and a bunch of other tools in tech stack. So all your phone conversations will be ported over to your help desk as well. And for the OpenAI question, actually, so the voice provider is Elevate Labs, just for the voice. And then we have different LLMs that we're always testing to optimize really like the speak ratio and the speak to like customer ratio specifically is the biggest thing to nail there. So we change the LLM on a regular basis.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Phil. We really appreciate your time today. We do have to announce the giveaway winner from Concio, which is Oscar. So please look out for your $35 gift card. Thank you so much. Next up, we're going to be bringing Michael from Aftership onto the stage. Welcome, Michael.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Great to be here. Going to go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. All right. Everything looking good here, Sarah?
All good.
Awesome. Well, for those of you that I haven't met yet, I'm Michael Klonoff, Senior Tech Partner Manager here at Aftership. I've been with Aftership about 6 months now. And actually before this, I spent a couple of years at Gorgias with what Sarah's doing today. So we did a little flip-flop, and it's been great working with her. I've had a front row seat to how brands really think about customer experience, from the support inbox all the way to today with shipping, tracking, and returns. Today, I'm going to talk about some of those learnings, plus what we're seeing across the 20,000 plus brands that we work with globally. So kind of quickly, a bit of context on Aftership. We've been around since 2012, and today we support more than 20,000 brands from the world of digital native Shopify merchants to large global retailers. So across those brands, we've tracked billions of shipments and processed millions of returns with enterprise-grade reliability. So I'm not sharing to brag. It's more to say that The patterns that I'm going to talk about today are based off of a pretty broad view of how the top merchants are really designing their post-purchase journeys. So from a high level, Aftership is a post-purchase platform that engages shoppers at every stage of the journey. Our bread and butter is tracking, estimated delivery date. So, before you order something, when's it going to arrive? And returns. So that's where most of brands really start with us. But over time, we've really expanded into shipping, personalization, and even shipment protection. So what's kind of interesting is our personalization engine was originally built just for post-purchase, things like smarter product recommendations on your branded tracking pages and returns pages. Now, the same intelligence that also powers pre-purchase experiences, you can surface that to the right products on your PDPs, in the cart, and even at checkout. So the big theme overall is we're trying to connect all these dots between discovery, fulfillment, tracking, and returns, so it really feels like one continuous customer journey. So let's set the stage for why post-purchase journeys really matter so much, especially right now it's peak season. I know John mentioned, hey, hats off to you guys for surviving Black Friday. We've spent a lot of time optimizing ads, PDPs, checkout flows, but the reality is the customer's memory of your brand is really shaped after their order's been placed. So if that experience is in any way confusing, slow, hard to resolve, all that acquisition spend is effectively going to be wasted. So it's got to be delightful and predictable. And if you can do that, you've made your next sale that much better. I'd say there's really 4 big pain points that we see over and over again. So first is the lack of visibility. Customers expect you're the retailer, to own that delivery experience, even if technically the carrier is the one who may have messed up or didn't deliver on time. So if all you offer is just a generic carrier tracking link, maybe just to the UPS page, to the FedEx page, that's basically the same as not even offering tracking at all. So the second pain point, poor experience. A single bad delivery, something shows up late, gets dropped, broken, ends up at the wrong address, or maybe the customer doesn't even know what's happening. It's often enough for them to hesitate or lose trust before buying again. And third, brands are getting bombarded with "where's my order" questions. These Wizmo conversations are "where's my order?" It's getting expensive, repetitive, and not really a great use of your support team's time. That's why you want to start automating that. It's what Gorgias does well, and tons of the other platforms here today. And then finally, the lack of re-engagement. If you don't use this window to communicate, reassure, and maybe even inspire that next purchase, many customers are just going to kind of quietly drop off after their first order. So it's definitely a retention play. So this time of year, there's a second wave that we need to plan for, and that's returns. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that's over. Now we're in return season. Most brands see a pretty clear spike in returns about 30 days after Cyber Monday. And that means everything you're selling right now is probably going to come back around in the form of a return or maybe an exchange request later this month and in January. So if you don't have a clear, streamlined process for how to handle that volume, and ideally turning a big chunk of those refunds into exchanges, that can be really painful in starting the new year. So returns on their own isn't really the enemy. It's just how they're handled. So if you have any clunky or manual return processes that create friction, that impacts both sides. Customers are confused. Is this eligible? Is this within the return window? And then your team gets buried in emails and spreadsheets, and they're trying to approve this, label this, restock this. It's a huge mess. All that really adds up to is just revenue loss, operational drag, and a poor customer experience. So if customers aren't getting updates, they'll chase support, and it really starts eroding that trust that you've built. The good news is the same way that we've invested in optimizing checkout, we can also design returns and exchanges to protect that revenue and actually increase customer lifetime value. And that's where I'm going to spend the rest of our time here today. So if I'm going to boil everything down in 3 practical recommendations you can take away from today. Number 1, increase loyalty and LTV through branded tracking and accurate delivery dates. Number 2, turn returns into exchanges to protect that revenue. And number 3, offer a frictionless omnichannel post-purchase journey. So it feels consistent, whether your customer bought online on your store or TikTok shop or even other marketplaces if you're multi-channel. I'm going to use AfterShip to kind of illustrate what good looks like, but you can apply these principles no matter what tools you're using. So we're going to start with recommendation 1. Use branded tracking and accurate delivery promises to drive loyalty and repeat purchases. So this is one of probably the most under-leveraged surfaces in e-commerce. It's usually where customers spend the most time after checkout. So think about the last time you bought something. After you place an order, like where do you go? You go straight to the tracking page, sometimes multiple times a day. And that page is prime real estate for your brand. On average, people check the tracking page about 6 to 8 times. I know I do. I want to know when it's going to get here. Instead of sending people to a plain carrier page, the most successful Shopify brands are actually bringing customers back into a branded tracking experience. They show clear status updates, estimated delivery dates, and they use that actual space to reinforce the brand, collect feedback, and even surface product recommendations. So the impact is really threefold there. You're reducing those Wismo tickets because customers are self-serving. You build trust. You're proactively communicating any issues or delays, and you're going to unlock repeat sales by merchandising intelligently on that page. So you don't have to read every stat, on this slide. The key takeaway really is just own that tracking moment and treat it as a loyalty channel, not just a logistics page. Second piece here, getting really good at estimated delivery dates. Customers don't just want to know standard shipping. They want to know when is this actually going to arrive, especially around the holidays. And that confidence can drive conversions. So think about when you're maybe buying something on Amazon Prime, it's going to get there exactly in 2 days. This is kind of similar in applying that principle to like your regular D2C Shopify channels, right? What we do at AfterShip is use AI to predict those delivery dates across carriers. We have about 1,200 carriers in our network, and it always growing. And we surface those dates on the product page at checkout. But regardless of how you implement this, the principle is really the same. You're making a clear promise. You're keeping it accurate. And then you're updating those customers proactively if something changes. Maybe there's a snowstorm. I know I'm here in Toronto and it was snowing sideways, and that can impact delivery times. So when you do that, you see fewer support tickets, higher conversion, and a big boost in trust that customers really feel. You're being transparent with them on day one. And then my last recommendation here is it's all about protecting that revenue. So when things aren't really going perfectly, which, let's be honest, is kind of inevitable, instead of treating returns as a pure cost center, we want to design them as an exchange-first experience. So the goal is keep customers in your ecosystem, help them find the right product rather than just defaulting to a refund. So what does that look like in practice? When a customer initiates a return, instead of immediately offering refund to the original payment method, we first present highly relevant exchange options. So maybe different size, different color, or maybe even another product that might better fit their preferences. The magic is in the recommendations. So if you're showing generic items, customers might skip that. But if you leverage your data purchase history, browsing behavior, best sellers, seasonality, all those things, you can put genuinely attractive alternatives in front of them. So we see that when brands do this really well, customers are much more likely to choose an exchange instead of a refund. And that keeps revenue on your books, helps the shopper end up happy with something they actually want. So regardless of whether you're using AfterShip or another solution, this is the strategy. Design your returns flow so the exchange is the default. Refund is the fallback. And use personalization to make those exchange options compelling. And then the last one here, really things get interesting. Building a seamless omnichannel post-purchase experience. Because your customers don't really think in terms of online versus in-store or Shopify versus TikTok. They just see one brand. So our job is to make sure that their post-purchase experience feels unified no matter where they bought it. So for all you brands who are selling online and in store, imagine they're buying it from your Shopify store, but they want to exchange the item in person if you have a brick and mortar. In a lot of setups, that can be really painful. There's different systems, there's different policies, a lot of manual overrides at the register. What we're seeing leading brands do is actually centralize those returns and exchanges. So online and in-store run through the same rules and is through the same platform. So that means a shopper can start a return online, walk into a store, and then the associate can instantly see that request in their POS, Shopify POS, for example, process that exchange, and even offer in-store incentives like maybe a small bonus or credit for exchanging instead of refunding. So this turns online returns into foot traffic, and it gives you a chance to upsell or introduce the customer to maybe some new categories in person. So that same omnichannel thinking applies as you expand into new marketplaces, social channels like TikTok Shop. It's relatively easy to start selling on a new channel. The hard part is really just keeping your operations, your inventory, your fulfillment, post-purchase communications in sync so customers get that same experience everywhere. Tools like TikTok Shop and our integration help automate product listings and order syncing, but the principle really, again, is broader than any one feature. If you're launching on TikTok or maybe Amazon or any new marketplace, make sure that post-purchase experience doesn't become an afterthought. Tracking, notifications, returns, service levels, those should all feel like just as polished as they are on your main Shopify store. So that's how you grow into new channels without creating fragmented, frustrating experiences for your customers. If any of this sounded remotely interesting, feel free to send out a note. We were more than happy to chat. First, we really used branded tracking and accurate delivery dates to build trust. Second, we talked about designing exchange-first returns so you can protect that revenue and help customers find a product. Third, frictionless omnichannel journey, whether you're selling on Shopify, in-store, or TikTok. And feel free to scan that QR code or link. I'll pop my info in the chat here. And thanks again to Gorgias and DTCX for hosting. Thank you guys for spending a bit of your day with us.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Michael. We really appreciate your time. We cannot stress enough how important a unified post-purchase experience is. So that was really great. Thanks for walking us through it. Before we say goodbye to you, we do have to announce your giveaway winner, which is Ashley Spears. So congratulations, Ashley. You are the winner of a Mejuri gift card.
Congrats, Ashley.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Michael. Talk soon. All right, next up, we are welcoming Willa from the Recharge team to the stage. Hey, Willa.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Let me pull up my screen share.
Great.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can everyone see my screen?
All good. We'll give the floor over to you.
Great. Thank you so much. My name is Willa Tellickson-Flash. I am a group product marketing manager at Recharge. We are a retention platform for subscription brands. And I want to talk a little bit today about how to scale customer experiences without the chaos, without the manual, one-off everything, because we all know that most of you don't have a whole lot of free time to spare for things like that. So a lot of the best brands take off because they deliver experiences that leave an impression on their customers, that make them stand out. But scaling those experiences is much harder. Brands today are expected to deliver personalization, speed, and service without adding more work behind the scenes. And across the Shopify ecosystem, we're seeing the same pattern. The brands that are growing the fastest are the ones that are building systems to make great customer experiences repeatable. Customer expectations, us as shoppers, our expectations are higher than they've ever been. We expect everything to be fast, to be personalized, to be easy. And at the same time, internal teams are stretched thinner than they have ever been stretched. Everyone's being asked to do more with a whole lot less. So the opportunity now is to design experiences that can scale, where every customer touch point feels effortless for both you on the brand side and for your customer. And obviously, we're a bit biased, but one of the most powerful ways that we've seen brands achieve that balance is through subscriptions. Because a subscriber isn't just a repeat buyer, you are really forming a relationship. Across thousands of Shopify brands, we have seen that subscribers deliver on average 3 times the lifetime value as a one-time buyer, and the most loyal subscribers can be worth over 20 times more. But the story that numbers tell is a little bit deeper. Subscriptions create predictability, they create engagement, and we get insights from those customers that help brands grow smarter and not just faster. And here's a little bit more about what I mean by that. A one-time purchase starts and ends in a single moment, but a subscription unfolds over time. It gives you multiple opportunities to deepen engagement, increase value, and build loyalty. So when a customer subscribes, you don't just see when they first try your product, you also see when it becomes part of their routine, when they're willing to try something else from your catalog, and what keeps them coming back. Subscriptions help you learn and adapt and grow alongside your customers. So let's make that a little bit more tangible. This is Zoe. She's thoughtful about what she buys. She cares about sustainability and convenience and isn't overly loyal to most brands. But when a brand feels authentic and when it's easy to shop and aligned with her values, she'll stick around as a customer. We think of her as representative of today's direct-to-consumer shopper. Her expectations are high and her attention is a little bit limited. Brands, on the other hand, need predictable revenue and scalable personalization. And the best customer experiences are where those two meet. And that's where subscriptions can really shine. So her shopper journey doesn't just start at checkout. It starts at discovery. And it doesn't just end after the purchase. It extends through every interaction and every renewal. Across Shopify brands, we see 4 key milestones that shape the buyer journey. The first is discovery, where brands make a first impression. The second is decision, where the value of your product and your service must be crystal clear. The third is purchase, where friction either makes or breaks that trust. And then the fourth is post-purchase, and that's where the most valuable relationships are built. So when we look at what leading brands are doing differently, they're not doing anything crazy different to reinvent the journey. They're just refining it. On product pages, they're making the value of commitment really clear, showcasing flexibility and savings and exclusive perks up front to compel a customer to subscribe rather than just buy one-off. In the cart, they're reducing hesitation with simple nudges and progress indicators that can help increase order values. And at checkout, they're keeping it simple and seamless. Every saved second at checkout matters. So any action, whether you're adding one more product or upgrading a one-time purchase to a subscription, should only take one click. After purchase, they celebrate and they educate, turning a single sale into the start of a relationship. And when it's done right, every step feels personal, it feels effortless, and it feels aligned with how customers are shopping. So all of those touch points, we work with brands to optimize on recharge, but it doesn't just lift conversion, it transforms your business model. Subscriptions turn unpredictable sales behavior into predictable growth, which helps you forecast with more confidence, personalize with more precision, and build deeper relationships. Cardio Miracle, who's a brand that we work with, they increase subscription sales by 23% with some of our upselling tools. And what that means is they just have a much bigger, stronger pool of customers to re-engage over time. and keep in their subscription program. We also think of retention as kind of the new acquisition. The most successful brands are designing for it from day one. And every customer journey is still going to have friction moments, things like failed payment, a skipped order, cancellation attempt. But each of those touch points is also a chance to strengthen the relationship with the customer. And you can do that with things like flexible subscription management options. We strongly believe that making it really easy for customers to make any change they want to their subscription is really powerful for their lifetime value over time, even if it feels counterintuitive in that moment. Proactive communication, loyalty rewards, things like that. Brands that are stepping in early with those things recover nearly 90% of failed payments and save up to a third of potential cancellations. Across a whole lot of Shopify brands, across verticals, the same pattern emerges. Lower acquisition costs, higher order values, and stronger retention. The consistent thread is really simplicity. When you make it easy and valuable or helpful for a customer to stay, they do. And those results aren't happening in isolation. Shopify helps us and helps brands have a much stronger foundation to convert customers. And then Recharge helps brands convert those customers into subscribers and grow their recurring revenue over time. So in our opinion, the future of e-commerce isn't just about acquiring more customers. It's about keeping more of the customers that you acquire. Subscriptions are an effective way to do that, allowing you to create sustainable and predictable growth while delivering great customer experiences. And the brands that really master that balance will define what great e-commerce looks like in the decade ahead. I know the subscription model isn't necessarily relevant to every type of brand, depending on what you sell and things like that. But we still see a lot of value and a lot of creativity sometimes with brands finding something that they can use to create that point of recurring transaction or a reason to keep a customer coming back. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And thank you so much for all of your time today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Willa. We do have a couple questions for you in the chat, so hopefully you can stick around and answer some of those. And let's announce your giveaway winner. So the winner of Recharge's giveaway is Patrick McCauley. Thank you so much for all of your questions. And Willa, thanks again for your presentation.
Thanks so much.
Amazing. All right. Okay. So last but not least, thank you all for sticking around with us up until this point. But we have one more speaker to share with you, and that's Kyle from retention.com. Welcome, Kyle.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be at the caboose here on this awesome train you guys got going.
Amazing. That's why I said last, but certainly not least. All right. I'll give it over to you to share your screen and get going.
Cool. Let me get this shared here. Cool. So thank you everyone for making it to the end here. Again, my name is Kyle Standard. I'm VP of Marketing and Partnerships here at retention.com. I'm going to be talking a little bit about, obviously, retention and the ultimate customer journey. And where we really come into the fold is trying to get more out of your returning customers, similar to what Willa was saying, where retention is really successful when you actually look at it as acquisition and trying to add more revenue to from the customers that you already have. And so where we really play is trying to help identify more of those returning customers on your site when they are out past the Google 7-day cookie window, and being able to bring them back into the fold and give them a more personalized email remarketing experience. When brands or customers, come to your site, they expect to be recognized even online. The one reference I always love to give is when you go and you're in a store and you go to buy from your favorite coffee shop or your favorite clothing shop down the street, and they know you by name when you walk in the store. And it's just, not a great experience. It's not great for brands who are trying to provide a really great experience that they would have in store, but for their digital online e-commerce store. And, just because the 7-day cookie window says you can no longer know who your returning customers are, that means they come back onto your site to buy again 8 days later rather than 7. And all of a sudden it'd be the same as walking into your favorite store and the customer rep looking at you dead in the eye and pretending they don't know you. It's like, you're like, what's going on? And we just don't think that that is the best experience, obviously, for e-commerce brands. And that's where we really want to help with, is to try to provide a better experience for those returning customers and to be able for you to give them and greet them the way that they should. So when it comes to an online experience, from some of the reports that we've looked at, 80% of shoppers want a personalized experience, especially the ones who have spent lots of money with you over the years. You're trying to improve LTV. And sometimes the best way to do that is with a friendly follow-up email, reminding them of what they were looking at, what they were browsing, something they've purchased in the past. But you can't do any of that if you don't know who they are. And when someone has come back to your site who's already bought from you before, they're not going to fill out a form again. They've already got the codes. They've already got the discounts. So as of right now, most ESPs and websites are only able to identify about 15% of your returning customers. So only 15% fall into that bucket of still being logged in when you come back, or for you to still be able to offer that personalized email remarketing too. So with your highest performing abandonment flow, or your highest performing flows being from your abandonment, cart, checkout, if you're able to push more people into those flows, obviously it's going to be the easiest way for you to be able to generate more revenue. So this is where we really like to emphasize where we fit in. And we are really the person in personalization, because you can't provide a personalized journey if you don't know who that person is. And again, in the digital world, it's a lot harder to do, because you're not just trying to remember the name of someone who walks into your store. You're trying to even figure out who's coming onto your site in the first place. That's where we come in. So we're helping you get real-time, high-intent browsers back into your ESP. We're helping segment based off the intent, the type of shoppers that you have. And if you are set up for SMS, we can send that SMS message first. All of the sending is done within your platform, but again, it's providing a more personalized experience. So if they're opted into both email and SMS, they can now receive the same abandoned cart, abandoned checkout SMS that they would have received initially if they came to your site 6 days prior rather than 8 days prior. They can now get that same journey. So where we have another tool that helps is for the anonymous traffic on your website. So the people who come to your site and they aren't your returning customers. So I've spoken a lot about the returning customers and providing a better journey for them and a more personalized experience. And this graph and this illustration here on the right talks more about that. The one here on the left talking about our Grow product, which is helping you grow your email list for those anonymous visitors on your site. And so what our tool does is taps into our database. We're able to recognize these visitors on your site. They've third-party opted in for email marketing at some point in time. We have all of that data tracked, and we're able to push that email address into Klaviyo for you to be able to use for email remarketing. Now, obviously, some people are like, this is kind of creepy. It's the same way that Google listens to us and gives us all of these ads that we're wondering, how do they know what we're thinking about? This has also come up. And so one of the ways that we've really tried to help make a better experience, and again, it's all about providing the best shopping journey possible. With our Grow tool, you can actually choose what level of intent you want to target. So if someone has level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, a level 5, for example, could be someone who has visited your site 4 times in the last 6 months, added to cart twice, has not purchased, has purchased similar products elsewhere, has a household income over 100,000, and fits within your demo. So we're able to have all of this data that we have on our side of the things to build these levels of intent. And you then get to choose what type of visitor you would like to send remarketing to. So some brands who like to be a little more open and a little more aggressive might just go level 1. Let's try to get our message out there to as many of our visitors as possible. And others might be much more reserved and say, hey, we only want to contact the people that we think would react the best and have the highest intent to actually buy our product. And so we put all of that control into your hands, into the brand's hands, and really allow you to customize that journey for both your returning customers and these net new customers. Some of the brands that we work with, I got a couple of case studies here. I won't read through them all because I know we're at time, but if you want to ask any more info about these ones, you can reach out to me after. Go through a couple more of the stats here, but again, we're all about driving the incremental revenue, and again, through your email marketing flows, being able to add for both current customers and returning. And these are just some of the great brands that we currently work with to provide better customer journeys. So we know it's the holidays. We're just past BSCM. It's your busiest times of the year. We do have a special offer going until the end of the year, specifically on our Grow tool. So if you're on Shopify Klaviyo and you'd love to give it a try, you can try out our level 5, your highest intent visitors, put them into an email remarketing flow. Our team helps onboard you. 10 cents per email. If you want to try 1,000 level 5 high intent visitors on your site, it's only going to cost you $100. If you want to learn more, let me know. But other than that, trying to speed things up at the end of the caboose here to keep everyone's evening in check. So that's all I got.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kyle. Before we say goodbye, just want to announce the last giveaway winner of the day, which is Delilah. Thank you so much for all of your questions, Delilah. You are the winner of retention.com's giveaway.
Congrats.
Amazing. Thanks again, Kyle. I think there's one last question for you in the chat. If you have a second to stick around, maybe just hop in there and answer that. And I will close this out. Amazing. Thanks, Kyle. All right, team. Thank you so much for everyone's questions and engagement. And thanks for joining us today. I hope you all took a bunch of really great insights as to how to build the ultimate Shopify customer journey. I just want to thank all of our fantastic speakers for all of their presentations. Please engage with all of their teams after the webinar if any of their services are a fit for your e-commerce business. And also huge congratulations to all of the giveaway winners. There's some really great prizes in there. We loved seeing all of that engagement in the chat. So we'll be sending out some follow-up emails with the recording and to all of the winners respectively, and looking forward to seeing you all on the next episode next year. So thank you all again. See you soon. Happy holidays. Take care, everyone.